Now, you, the people watching the telecast, communicate with us through feedback at ronwhitlockreports.com and other venues. And you, the people, are telling me that you're very concerned about corruption here in the judicial system along the U.S.-Mexican border. In particular, you're very concerned after having watched what's happened in the Cameron County District Attorney's Office smoldering around the Villalobos administration. Subsequently, what's your take on this, fellas, and what would you intend to do if elected District Attorney of Hidalgo County?
For the last weeks, months, years, we've seen what's been going on around not only Cameron County, but also in this county and other counties. So my issue, what I'd like to do as a DA is not so much what would we do different. It's more of what we should have already done these past years, and based on what's happening, first of all, we have to tackle corruption. We have to go after it aggressively, by no means. But I think that these years that have passed, I think we should have been prepared for these type of cases, these type of corruption that's going on. We should have already had a division that just deals with public corruption or public integrity, whether it's to protect our citizens, whether it's to protect the DA's office from any wrongdoing going on. But it's something that should have already been in place after so many years. That way we could have been prepared to investigate, to look at the corruption and go after the corruption aggressively.
As the incumbent who's challenging you to the status quo, saying you've not done enough, and having an actual staff dedicated totally to public corruption, Rene, what's your response to that?
Well, I wish I had the luxury of a plethora, as I saw in a movie, of lawyers. I have 59 lawyers operating in this county to do law enforcement work. El Paso County has about 120 or 110 that cover the county, which has maybe 50,000 to 100,000 more population than we do. Now, to create divisions and to special units is good. It sounds good. The problem here is that, I just can't go investigate a school district because somebody says there's corruption there. The district attorney's office, just like law enforcement, has to have a person step up to the plate and say, I swear under oath that I saw this individual take money or do this illegal act in order for us to investigate. I cannot assume, and this is where I think the inexperience of my opponent comes through, you cannot do law enforcement work unless you have a person in the community who's willing to swear out a complaint against a fellow citizen or a company that is involved in corruption. Now, several times people will come to me and say, hey, somebody wanted to do this, and I said, well, why didn't you call me? He said, no, I just didn't. And they want to tell me afterwards, when if they had come to me before, with the staff that I have, with the law enforcement agencies that we have available, the FBI, the Texas Rangers, the DPS, the Sheriff's Office, we could have taped some of these people who were maybe offering bribes in return for favorable treatment, either through school boards, city commissions, and what have you. Now, when somebody comes to you with an unsworn statement, it's really in the category of rumor, and you cannot prosecute or launch investigations with rumors. If I were to do that with the rumors that are out there in the community, I would have 59 lawyers chasing rumors instead of doing capital murder litigation at the courthouse and murder litigation like the one that we have going on. Now, it is not practical to have a unit just sitting there until somebody comes in and says, this is going on at the Edinburg School District, or this is going on at the Edinburg City Commission, or whatever, or the local government. Now, it sounds good, it looks good, but in the end, the Commissioner's Court, which says now that we have a $10 million deficit in our budget, is not going to give me law enforcement investigators and prosecutors to have them sit down there at the courthouse waiting for somebody to say, hey, in Edinburg School District, they entered in this contract illegally, and I think you should go investigate. That is not practical. That's not sound law enforcement. Now, corruption is always going to be there. Anybody, look, corruption can be a sitting judge who says, hey, I'm going to rule for this adoption even though I know the law's against it. I want to allow this this adoption. It may not be corruption for money, but it's like a corruption of judgment. When you go against the law and do something that you shouldn't do, then I think that you're not a good public servant. Now, there's all sorts of allegations all over the place, but as a district attorney, I can go chasing windmills like Sancho Panza in El Cid.